Hey everyone, I'm Sarah, a board certified health and wellness coach, and I help adults over 50 who are ready to take action on small changes that add up to big things when it comes to healthy aging. Welcome to my Wednesday Coaches Need Coaches video. And today I'm going to be giving you an update on my week 2 progress through Seth Capehart's Primal 60 program. Because, we're on our own health journeys as health coaches, and I'm just enjoying kind of getting to know you guys and sharing what's going on with that. So let's just dive in. I use simple measures as I go from week to week. I'm only weighing in once a week. I use a scale, I use a tape measure, and then I do check my blood sugar every morning because I have a tendency to be insulin resistant. So how is it going this week? Well, let's take a look. I lost 2.2 pounds since last week for a total of 6.8 pounds. When I measured my waist, I lost another inch. Now my hips stayed the same, but when I calculated out my waist to hip ratio, it had dropped to 0.89. And that is so important because of visceral fat. And that measurement helps us evaluate our cardiovascular risk. So I'm really excited about that win. And then I use my Renfro scale. I'm going to put a graphic in the slides and the stuff on my Facebook page. My visceral fat went down from 12 to 11. That's also super important for metabolic health. So these are big wins. So what's been working? What's been working this week has been adjusting in the moment. I think one of the biggest challenges for me is the increase in activity, getting 8,000 steps a day in. And then the other new thing for me was called a high intensity interval training workout. Now I love restorative workouts. I love walking. I love meditation. I do Pilates, but I gravitate toward, really slow movement. But one of my big wins was that I shared on the chat with the other people in this program, and someone suggested Tabata videos, and who knew that I would love them? So I got my HIIT workout in. I got my heart rate up, and it was really fabulous. So I'm going to keep doing that. And then my morning glucose check is trending down. I look back to the month before I started this Primal 60, and my sugars were in the hundreds and 90s when I woke up in the morning. And for me, I like to be in like the 80s, and so eating the whole food and all of that is paying off. I'm not having those little, I'm being really compliant with the calories. And as I said last week, I'm not a big person for calorie counters, but I'm using Chronometer to monitor my macros. That I'm monitoring my carbohydrates, my fats, and my proteins. And I'll put more in the post about that as well. So, I think sometimes it is important to measure these things. And so during the Primal 60 challenge, I am logging my food every day. I'm not having cheat days because, I told you guys in the last video, I have gained 20 or 25 pounds. That's a significant amount. So I'm not really at the stage where I can afford to take the day off, go and have what I'd like. I know I will get there. So what I'm celebrating this week is, reflecting on some of my past habits that are serving me well in this program. I brought strength to the table, and everyone does. So, I was used to logging my food. I was used to eating an anti-inflammatory kind of whole food diet. And then one thing I'm celebrating is noticing some limiting beliefs and shifting to the possibility. And this really revolves for me around vigorous exercise and consistent exercise. I've had some fears about that. I've had some past experiences where I was not recovering well from exercise. And it turned out that I had a little thing called central sleep apnea, which was the reason I moved back down to Texas from the higher altitude. Anyway, that's a topic for another video. The compass for next week. So what we need to do as we go through changes and learning things, learning habits that are going to help us build healthy bodies as we age is noticing and being on the lookout for speed bumps. So I know I have a really busy Saturday. And while I would like to do my HIIT workout on Saturday because I feel like it gives me more cushion for relaxation, I think I may have to move that up because I'm taking a long drive to meet a friend down in Wharton, Texas. So I'm probably going to move that up. And then the other thing is finding new recipes. I'm doing super well on my food this week, but I know from past experience that sometimes eating the same things a lot can get bored. So if we're used to meal prepping with the same things, like the same chicken breasts and all of those things, so I think we'll look for a recipe and we'll be trying a new one. This week actually, I made jicama hash browns and they were like really good. And so I might even put a picture of that. Anyway, so the bottom line takeaway this week is to stay consistent, not perfect, and trust the process. So I hope you enjoyed this Coaches Checking In with Coaches. I would love to hear from you. What do you want to hear more from me about when I check in with you guys? And then what are you doing in your own health journey to make a small step toward a change that's going to serve you well as you age and get out to do the adventures that we all love to do. So thanks so much. Be sure and like and check back every week. And I'll be dropping stuff down in the chat. I will check those chats every day. You guys have a beautiful day, and thanks so much.